thing. Well, here at the Coors Event Center in beautiful Boulder, Colorado, the Buffs with a 5-point halftime advantage as we take a look at our Ameritrade scoreboard. Earlier today in the Big 12, A&M wins again. They go to 8-8 in the conference. Kansas State a winner today. They're 6-10 in the conference, and a tough loss for Nebraska. They move to 7-9. Other scores from around the country. Utah, another impressive win for them over San Diego State. Syracuse and UConn in the Big East tied at halftime. That's a classic matchup. You see Washington right now trailing Stanford in the Pac-10, and Memphis leading Cincinnati 35-30. That one in the first half.
Well, I think in the second half here for Iowa State, one of their biggest concerns is boxing out Colorado, the best offensive rebounding team in the league, at 13 a game. Right now, they're past that pace. They've got 7 at half. So for Iowa State, they need to keep Colorado off the glass. Don't give them second chance points. Colorado has 10 second chance points in the first half.
Colorado with the ball first in the second 20. Three seconds in the lane. A quick turnover by the Buffs. The 11th turnover for Colorado today. Take a look at our assist leaders, brought to you by Cargill. Collaborate, create, and succeed. And those two guys, Stinson and Blalock, great guard tandem for the Cyclones. And they have combined for 9 assists here today. Blalock, nice job getting into the paint.
Well, he's got arms like someone's 6'6", so when he gets in the paint, even though he's listed at 6 foot, he elevates like someone who's a lot taller.
Homan came over to pick off Roby, and Homan whistled for the foul. That's his first.
Fouls number 13, Rashon.
No, they gave the foul to Clark, not Homan. So for Clark, that's his second.
It's one thing that the zone does is protect the big man. Homan doesn't have a foul, and a large part of the reason why is because of the 2-3 zone by Iowa State.
Three-pointer, no. Staple clears that offensive glass, one of your keys to the second half. Now Blalock again, coast to coast.
Well, that was terrible transition defense from the start. Two Colorado players hung around the offensive board, didn't get back.
Then he came back and made a great defensive play, stripping the ball.
Well, look there, King Stockton, Obazuaye are top heavy. Now it's a 4 against 3. Hall does a terrible job of stopping Blalock in transition.
And then Blalock picks himself up off the deck, and look at this little burst of speed, and knocks the ball away.
Well, look at his eyes. I love his eyes. Hall's got to understand that if they're not in front of you, they're behind you. So he's got to have a feel of where the defenders are.
Homan a little bit out of control, tries to finger roll with the left hand. Now Roby. Obazuaye.
That close out by Clark. You better know who you're closing out to. Obazuaye is a driver. Does not shoot the ball well from the outside. Clark paid for that poor closeout.
That should be Obazuaye. Homan traveled with the ball.
Obazuaye?
Yeah.
You're feeling better the second half.
Absolutely. Had a little talk with myself at halftime.
Here's the pressure. I'll tell you what, give that steal to Stinson because he told Staple to come up, but he was out of position.
Whistle, that foul on McGee. Staple was a man on the steal and then also on the offensive rebound.
Here's okay, the transition offense. Look at this fake drive. Clark, Staple a little late.
And then Blalock with a little teardrop of his own, and it's all Cyclones here in the second half.
A little different look, looks like a 2-1-2 or 2-2-1 press. Little different look.
Little shove on the part of Mr. Clark, and Rashon now has 3 fouls.
Well, Clark's fouled out of 3 games in the Big 12. A large part is because he is so active out in front of that zone.
Boy, that's the last thing Iowa State can afford to have here. Guys fouling out. Going to be tough enough playing at this altitude with basically 6 guys. If you lose one of those, man, you're really up against the wall. So Clark will take a seat. 2 quick fouls here in the second half.
I'd attack Stinson. Try to get a cheap one on him.
With Carr coming in, he goes out to the front of the zone. Stinson goes back. When Clark is in the back of the zone, and Stinson's out front.
Well, Stinson's so strong, even though he's only 6'3", he's a terrific rebounder for his size.
Homan stood his ground and then grabbed the rebound.
Great defensive play by Homan. See, Hall's just not stopping the ball that he's reaching. That's not sound defense.
Tough shot for Homan. Here comes Roby. He had to change his shot. Obazuaye.
Well, that's bad defense by Iowa State. The shot goes up by Iowa State. You've got to have a guard rotate back to guard the basket. Here's that 1-1-3. Again, Roby takes the first pass.
How do you attack this?
I think kind of what you're doing, you go wing to wing and then short corner. Lift the forward like King Stockton and try to hit the short corner.
Because Roby can't run side to side that fast.
No, you can't. So you try to go wing, throw it to the wing, then skip it to the other wing, and then attack the short corner. They're not attacking the short corner. I've seen Iowa State put Stinson on the baseline and throw it to him because he's such a good playmaker on that short, in those short corner areas.
So Stinson, who's been playing pretty much the last 20 minutes of this game with 2 fouls.
So he's so good in there.
He really is.
He just has great vision and he understands how to deliver the basketball.
And Blalock and Stinson, great tandem. They know where each other is on the court at all times.
1-2-2-1, not the 1-2-2. Little different look.
Obazuaye might have gotten away with a walk, and he's able to finger roll it in.
Obazuaye?
Yeah, well,
I tell you, he's feeling very comfortable right now. They've got to cut down on his dribble penetration.
Obazuaye, by the way, with 11 points now.
Good ball
Carr.
movement. Good ball movement. It all started when they got the ball to Stinson in the right corner. Dribble penetration, kicked it out to Blalock, and then they had a 2-on-1. Blalock and Carr against the Colorado defender.
It's the 4th tie of the game now, and Carr, by the way, is 3 of 3 from 3-point range. Roby, no.
Good box out by Stinson.
Here comes Carr. Threw up a wild one, went off of Roby's elbow. It'll stay with Iowa State when we return. Carr has given Iowa State a lift here. Iowa State driving a little bit better in the second half. And we're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
Okay, keep your eye on the road. Put it in second.
Whoa.
Okay, you can do this. I know you can do this.
A lot of life happens in your car. That's why Conoco and Phillips 66 quality Pro Clean gasolines help clean your engine as you drive, so you can focus on more important things. Life happens between empty and full. Conoco and Phillips 66, recognized as top tier by leading automakers.
Looks like we've got a couple of lovebirds.
Fresh toasted subs are here, like the Chicken Bacon Ranch. Toasted hot inside and out. Subway. Eat fresh.
But for now, sit back and enjoy your flight.
Stop on in, we've got what you need. Stop on in, you're on the run.
Casey's General Store has your gas, your drinks, and homemade food. Everything it takes to get it done. Right now, purchase any large made-from-scratch pizza and receive a free 2-liter of Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, or 7-Up product.
Your convenience store and a whole lot more. Yeah, there's so much more. Stop on in to Casey's General Store.
Well, they need to sit on those stools during these timeouts. It's like a heavyweight fighter coming over to the corner. At this altitude, they're starting to feel it. Hey, today's game brought to you by the best seats for every event. No tickets required. It only happens in one place, only Vegas. And Whataburger, just like you like it. With Matt Doherty, I'm Dave Armstrong. Watching these freshmen start to be more vocal in their huddle. Carr and Clark have really stepped up their game, along with Damien Staple. All year long, the Cyclones were waiting for someone beyond Blalock, Stinson, and Homan to really help take charge, and these guys have. Clark has been a big part of the resurgence, so is Carr, and Damien Staple as well. Now Stinson. Staple.
Well, it's interesting that Iowa State is giving Colorado a little dose of its own medicine. That's now 13 offensive rebounds, and Colorado only has 8.
And they're not taking advantage when they do get the second shot. They're only now 4 of 12 on second chance opportunities. Ashby. Ashby's foot injury really hurt Colorado earlier
It really
this year.
set him back. He was playing some decent basketball. He comes back off the injury, and he hasn't been quite the same. Young man hadn't played a whole lot of basketball, so sometimes dealing with injuries is a new experience. Good ball screen. I like Staples' screen right there. I'll tell you what.
4 for 4.
Does Stinson have great vision or what? But Staples set that whole play up by that ball screen. It created some opportunities for Iowa State to take advantage of, and they did.
Obazuaye, boy, they shut down his dribble.
Staples got his hands down. He's tired. You've got to have your hands up in the middle of that zone.
Ashby.
They go right in there and attack him. He doesn't have a presence in there. He's tired. I think the altitude has affected him more than any other player on the Iowa State team.
Top of your screen, you saw Homan walking over to the scorer's table.
Calling for a ball screen. Stinson is. The pick and roll.
Staple.
You know what's funny, Dave, is when the player gets the ball, all of a sudden he's not tired. I mean, you see how Staples tired on defense, but then he gets to touch the ball on offense. They call the basketball the Energizer. It's the Energizer pill.
Ooh, almost a steal there. Here comes Hall now with some numbers. Stinson got a hand on it.
Watch his vision. Look at his heads up. Got that little teardrop.
And a follow there by the Cyclones, who all of a sudden are taking command. They lead by 5.
And give Clark the credit for keeping that ball alive. He's 7th in the league in offensive rebounding.
Roby knew that shot was off. He went immediately in for his rebound and then is fouled by Staple. Staple picks up his 3rd.
Well, let's look at the screen here by Staple, number 13. It was Blalock that came off that screen. Now look at Roby. See, we talked about Roby having covered wing to wing. Well, he leaves the left side of the floor, and Blalock sees that. Now Stinson with his head up, keeps that high dribble, little teardrop. The great tip by Clark to keep the ball alive. Stinson needs to lower that dribble. He's a little too high with his ball handling.
Andy Osborn at the Buffalo line. Homan and Brat for Iowa State.
So Roby, only his 6th point of the day, that one from the free throw line. Roby struggling. Look at that, 2 of 9 for Roby. And he's usually a good shooter, 45% on the year from the field.
Long season for a freshman, especially someone that's counted on for so much offensive output. Second leading scorer as a freshman in the history of Colorado basketball. Obviously, Chauncey Billups is 1st, Donnie Boyce 3rd.
Yeah, he is the leading scorer, too, for Colorado. Brat had a great pass inside to Clark, and now the officials are going to get together. I'm not sure they can decide whether the ball was tipped or not. They say it was by Colorado.
Oh, they decide with great confidence.
Well, let's see what we can see.
See, Roby didn't have his hands up, so that ball got through. I thought that was a good call.
It was. Copeland looked like he was the last one to touch it as he swiped at it.
Now look at Roby again. Keep an eye on Roby. Watch how much space he has to cover. Wing to wing, bad closeout.
And then
Roby looks tired now. Well, he's got to do
you
so
would be
much
too,
running
running
in that
back and
zone.
forth.
Yeah, he's got to run so much in that zone, and I think that Iowa State's doing a good job of attacking. See, that's kind of his area. That's his area, you know. So he's had 2 bad closeouts. He almost fouls on purpose just to buy some time.
So now Carr going to the line. Carr has had a great game. He is 14 points today.
I don't like how he drops the ball below his knees to start his foul shot. Because what happens is you use your legs up, and then you're shooting all arms. And then especially when you're tired on the road, high altitude, you're going to shoot it short. Look how he drops the ball below. If we get the camera a little lower, watch when he drops that ball. You can't see it, but it's way below his kneecaps.
Interesting. So you'd have him hold it maybe waist high.
Waist high.
All right, so we've got a timeout. Wayne Morgan, though, has to be happy. His team erasing that 5-point halftime deficit and now lead by 4.
10 seconds on the clock. Jefferson crosses center court. He passes to Davis on the wing. Davis dishes inside to Allen. Allen can't shoot. He passes it back out. Someone's got to get a shot off. Jefferson dribbles to his left. He pulls up. He shoots from 20. It's good!
How was practice?
Awesome. This time, we're really going to do it.
All right.
Iowa's nationally acclaimed schools and balanced quality of life make it one of the nation's best places to raise a family. Iowa, life-changing.
All businesses start out as on with your life.
The Cooper Xeon 2XS Ultra High Performance Tire. Made to perform on the skid pad, the slalom, the track, and in the real world. Cooper tires don't give up a thing.
So Iowa State, they trailed as much as 31-24 in this game, but now lead by 4. Phillips 66 is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Next time you're on empty, fill up with Conoco and Phillips 66. Quality Pro-Clean gasolines to help clean your engine as you drive. Life happens between empty and full. And Iowa State has been filling it up lately since that 31-24 deficit with 1 minute left in the first half. Iowa State has outscored Colorado 23-12. And Carr has been a big part of that story with 9 points, and Blalock as well with 8.
Well, Carr's the leading scorer at 15 points so far for Iowa State. Give Damien Staple a lot of credit. 6 offensive rebounds, keeping the ball alive.
Short shot from Osborn, who's just getting back into the game and looked like he was a little stiff.
Now, let's keep an eye on Roby. Good ball screen. They're doing a great job of screening on the ball. And sometimes you don't screen against the zone. People don't think about it, but it really creates some 2-on-1 opportunities.
Carr misses for the first time from 3-point range. Well, reach in foul on Clark, and that's number 4. So now what does Iowa State do with their talented freshman Rashon Clark? 4 fouls on him with 11:55 to go.
There are sports drinks that help you to fly, to soar, to defy gravity. But who's there to help when you hit the ground? To promote healthy knees and joints, one company wanted to make a drinkable dietary supplement. They turned to Cargill, where scientists created a good-tasting liquid form of key ingredients, resulting in a solution for healthy joints that's easy to swallow. This is how Cargill works with customers.
You know that feeling you get when you could have ordered your burger with extra onions, grilled jalapenos and 3 slices of cheese? But you didn't, and your buddy did. That's what we call getting out-Whataburgered.
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
Only one car has factory-installed keyless remote start, and it's not a Honda Accord. Only one car has the first and largest 4-panel panoramic roof available, and it's not a Toyota Camry. And it's not a Nissan Altima 2.5 that has the most powerful standard V6 in its class. It's the first ever Pontiac G6. With action, anything is possible.
Taco John's presents Whiplash in Viva Las Fajitas.
Wow, real grilled fajitas. Nice work, Whiplash. Grilled chicken for you and steak for me.
Look at all the grilled onions and peppers and fajita stuff. Tell Whiplash thanks.
A new West Mex favorite from Taco John's.
Trying to get in that NCAA tournament in Colorado. They feel like if they win in a couple of more games, they've got a good shot at an NIT bid. Take a moment to thank our Big 12 corporate partner, Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Other scores from around the country brought to you by Ameritrade. We'll get to those as time allows.
I think one thing Colorado needs to do, Roby's only 2 of 9. Hall is not having a good game. He's 1 of 9 and has 1 assist, 3 turnovers. He's 4th in the league, Dave, in assist to error ratio. He's really good at handling the ball, but not this afternoon.
Not at all. So the pressure put on by the Cyclone guards has really bothered the guards of the Buffs here today.
And I think that's affected Hall's defense because Blalock is driven by him numerous times.
In Colorado, meanwhile, they're a good shot blocking team, and that's hampered Homan, who's only 2 of 11 for Iowa State. Copeland hits a big 3.
Well, he's tough on the perimeter because he has size shooting over the zone defense of Iowa State.
Same can be said for Andy Osborn. Those are 2 tall three-point shooters.
2 tall three-point shooters. Again, Staple doing a good job of screening the zone.
They've got Hall doing the running now, don't they?
See that screen right there? That freed up Stinson. Good screen by Homan.
So Homan, even though he's not scoring, doing a good job here with a screen.
Well, here's the screen right there. Now all of a sudden you've got a guard going against Ashby. And then Stinson is so strong, 215 pounds. He gets to the foul line. Surprisingly enough, though, this is his first free throw attempt of the game. He averages over 6 foul shot attempts a game.
Stinson, he really bent down low, trying to get a little extra legs in it. Stinson, 10 points, 7 assists today. And able to get the second free throw to go. 2-point lead for the Cyclones.
Well, 2-2-1 now. It's not the 1-2-2. Different look. And that requires a little bit of an adjustment press offense-wise. Long arms by Staple. He had his hands up that time.
Stinson. Oh, wow.
Bad defense by Copeland and Roby. Stopping the break high. They've got to be able to contain the ball better in transition.
Blalock with a steal. Good pressure in the corner. Blalock has his strip, but a foul called on Hall. And while Blalock goes to the line, we'll check out our Ameritrade scoreboard. Utah, they win by a dozen today. UConn now leading Syracuse by 3 in the second half. Washington trying to come back, but Stanford still leading in that game. Good block by Ashby.
Sometimes I think guys press a little bit because they're trying to impress the NBA. Homan, a senior, wants to obviously play at the next level, but you've got to take better shots. He's taking bad shots against this Colorado Buff team.
Homan may be frustrated that he had a shot blocked on one end, then shoved Ashby out of bounds, and he's whistled for his first foul. Homan looks like he's gassed right now.
Well, how many players did we say that about on the Iowa State team? Again, he's second in the league in minutes, high altitude. It's a big adjustment for these guys.
They don't do it anymore. They repainted the floor here at the Coors Event Center, but they used to have right in front of the visitors' bench a reminder of the altitude.
I remember.
Here comes Stinson ahead of the pack.
Well, they're getting trapped in the corner, and they're just throwing it out. They've got to have 3 near outlets. They've got to find somebody at the top of the key in the middle of the floor as a pressure release valve.
Andy Osborn hits a 3. And a timeout taken by Colorado. What's he going to discuss? Probably how to beat this zone pressure.
Well, there were 2 traps in the corners. One, Roby threw it away, then Ashby threw it away that led it right to baskets. Here, they need somebody at the top of the key, the elbow, to give the guy with the ball, Ashby, 3 near outlets. Everyone knew that the only outlet was in the corner. And then here's good penetration and pitch. Osborn, kind of like a Bill Lambier, spots up at the 3-point line.
8 points for Andy Osborn today. As these teams diagram the play, Homan just trying to suck down as much liquid as he can right now and try to get his second win. Iowa State with 14 more steals today and 20 points off those turnovers. The Cyclones average 11 steals per game. That's the best in the Big 12.
Well, they've got great quickness. They trap. They rotate well, and then they do get the points off of turnovers. They hit 30 points off of Missouri's turnovers the other night. 30 points off of turnovers. That's an unbelievable number.
Yeah, they forced 22 turnovers and then 14 steals in that game.
Now let's keep an eye on Roby, number 23. All right, he's out shading this wing, and there's that ball screen. Then he goes, guards the ball. So that's what Iowa State's doing a good job of reading, is on that ball screen when Roby has to come and guard the ball. They're throwing it back across court to Carr, and Carr's hit a couple open jump shots.
7 turnovers by Colorado, coach, in the second half, and Iowa State's been able to score 10 points off those turnovers.
Roby's frustrated. You could tell just by his body language. He's complained several times to the officials. He's obviously not put up the numbers that he's used to putting up. It's been a long season for the youngster.
7.6 rebounds for Roby today.
Let's see if a ball screen occurs. Look for Staple. 6 on a shot clock.
Stinson, his third 3 of the game.
Boy, hits big shots, doesn't he? He might not shoot for a great percentage, but he likes to hit big shots. It's almost like his level of concentration increases.
Blocked by Homan, but Homan got him with a body as well, and King Stockton will go to the line.
Well, good look by Hall. 3/4 court pass, threaded the needle. And that's the way to go up strong. That was probably a good block. It looked like a good block, but when somebody falls that violently, a referee just assumes there's contact. But on that replay, it looked clean to me.
One of the things that makes Homan such an effective shot blocker, and he is the all-time leading shot blocker in Iowa State history. Normally his blocks come with the left hand, which keeps his body out of the way.
He talked about that, and I think that's a real talent, is not so much in that situation there, but when you're going against a right-handed shooter, you're not only longer, because you don't have to reach across your body with your right hand, but when you're contesting a right-hand shooter with your left hand, you're longer, but you're also going to have to reach through and put your right shoulder into their chest. So I think you avoid foul trouble as a result.
King Stockton with a career-high 9 points here today. 4-point lead for Iowa State, nearing the 9-minute mark. Homan really battling for position. Blalock would have counted had it gone. He is fouled.
Well, he's quick. I mean, he can get into the paint almost any time he'd like.
Blalock coming off a great game against Missouri in which he scored 19 points, a season high for him.
That was good help by King Stockton, number 32, but you'd like him to come over a little earlier and meet Blalock outside the lane.
Look at Blalock today. He's 7 of 11 from the field. Isn't it that convenient? And then you couple that with the fact that he was 9 of 15 in his last game. His previous 3 games, he was only 7 of 30.
Well, no question, he's playing good basketball. And again, for your point guard, you want him to take care of the basketball. And he does that at a high level. He's second in the league in assist to turnover ratio.
They trap McGee.
So now you got to make them pay. You can't let them then set up their defense because now the shot clock's under 20 seconds. Iowa State had a chance to get a steal, and then they've made you eat up a lot of the shot clock. So when you break a press, you need to attack.
He passed the ball. If Copeland had gone up for the shot, he'd be shooting 3 free throws. Instead, he passed it on the wing. A foul called there on Blalock.
Number 11, Will Blalock of the Cyclones. Personal foul, number 1. Team foul, number 7.
No,
17 foul.
he is going to the line. I'm surprised.
It's the bonus.
Oh, it's okay. 1-and-1 instead of the 3 free throws.
But you knew that.
I didn't. That's another thing I didn't know today. So the 1-and-1. I was a little confused there for a second.
Yeah, there's this rule in basketball when a team gets 7 fouls, the other team shoots 1 shot, and if they make it, they get another one. And then, Dave, it's another rule that they put in. If you get 10 fouls, then they get 2 shots.
Did you ever get beat up after school?
Can you tell I don't need a ride?
Right, yeah, I can.
I got a car this time?
Yep. Stinson lost the handle, got it back, somehow got it to Staple. And somehow Iowa State scores off of that.
I don't think that's the way Wayne Morgan drew it up, but he'll take the 2 points nevertheless.
Obazuaye.
Watch out behind. Now they got to attack. The defense isn't set. You see, now they hold the ball. They let Iowa State set up their 2-3 zone.
Copeland tries a 3. No. Homan fights for the rebound, saves it, but as he was going out of bounds, his foot stepped on the line. What hustle by Homan as he goes up into the front row. Iowa State leading by 6. Back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
Hey, maybe we should stop.
No, let's keep going. You want to keep going, don't you, champ?
A lot of life happens in your car. That's why Conoco and Phillips 66 quality ProClean gasolines help clean your engine as you drive, so you can focus on more important things. Life happens between empty and full. Conoco and Phillips 66, recognized as top tier by leading automakers.
At American Century Investments, our chief investment officers have an average of more than 20 years' experience in the financial industry. Does experience like this matter? It does, if you care about your retirement.
Before investing, carefully read the fund's prospectus. It contains investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and other information that should be considered carefully before investing. Contact us or your investment professional for a prospectus.
American Century Investments. Genuine results.
You hungry?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Apparently, I'm thinking Arby's.
Try our all-new Arby's Market Fresh Chicken Cheddar Jack Wrap. Crispy chicken, 2 cheeses, pepper bacon, and a delicious ranch spread. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
Well, the band and these nice students here are playing a little game of Twister. With Matt Doherty, I'm Dave Armstrong. And
well, they're not playing Twister with Matt Doherty.
No, they're not.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
Absolutely. And speaking of Twisters, the Cyclones are on top right now.
You're the best.
59-53.
You are the best.
Well, that was just a terrible pass. Now Carr.
Walk.
He did.
Yeah, you got to give that ball up. That's a rookie mistake. You need to give that ball up. You know Blalock, he'll give it right back to you. Don't try to make the highlight play. Give it up right there.
No basket there. Travel called first. Yeah. Could have given it up early, and then you get Hall kind of spinning back and forth. Iowa State has had fast break chances today. They're only 4 of 10, though, on those fast break chances.
Well, we saw Carr miss a layup earlier. Then we saw the turnover there.
By my math, they've missed 6 times.
See, again, they press. You've got to be the press to score, because now you just wasted a lot of time off the clock. You let Iowa State set up their 2-3 zone.
Hall. Boy, 3-pointers are keeping the Buffaloes in this game. That's their 7th of the contest.
Well, it's about time the backcourt of Colorado did something positively, because the backcourt of Iowa State's been really outplaying Hall and Roby.
No question.
Now, this is something that you're going to take advantage. If I'm Carr, I'm going to beat Copeland off the dribble. Get the ball back to Carr. Look at that pass. I love that kid's game.
And Staple finishes. You're right, though. Blalock made the play.
Look at his arms. He's got some, look, he's coming after you, Hall. You got to know if you beat him, he's coming. He's not squinting on you.
Osborn's 3, no good.
Get it up. It's going to be fun here. Good decision. It was 2 on 3. Smart play by Stinson to hold it out. Now, get the ball to Carr. Copeland can't guard him off the dribble. There's a mismatch over there. You got to recognize that.
Homan. Whoa, that one hanging on the rim and goes down.
We saw right there why Iowa State has a positive assist-to-error ratio. Even guys like Staple are doing a good job of passing the basketball.
And this matches the biggest lead of the game for the Cyclones. But there's Andy Osborn again. His 3rd 3 of the contest. He's in double figures with 11.
We got a little game going on here.
Yes, sir. 6 minutes remaining.
Get it to Carr, please. Here we go. Take him. Take him off the dribble. There you go. Thank you very much.
Copeland whistled for the foul. By the way, that puts Colorado over the 7-foul limit, something I just learned today. And that means that we'll have a guy going to the line shooting what they call a 1-and-1.
You are sharp, man. I'm glad you're taking good notes.
I'm a quick study.
You actually, when you were a tennis player, did you actually go to class?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you bring a notebook?
Sure.
Number 2 pencil?
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't use it, but took it. Carr will be shooting 1-and-1. Carr 1 of 2 from the line today.
See how that ball goes way down below. Jock Vaughn used to shoot like that. And then you're extending, and then you don't get to use your arms with your legs. So you're shooting with all arms, and it's a big strain on the body, especially late game.
So just that, if he just lifts that up just a little bit.
Start the shot above your waist in the shooting pocket, just above your stomach.
Less room for error, right?
Less moving parts, less can go wrong. It's like a car. You got 1,000 moving parts, 1,000 things can go wrong.
Right now, Colorado living on the shooting touch of Andy Osborn. And that pulls the Buffs within 3. Colorado has hit more 3-pointers than at any other time in conference play this year.
Notice Colorado's gone small, so Roby's guarding Carr. They took Copeland off, moved him to the 4 spot.
And Carr penetrates anyway, and the dish to Homan.
They've not done a good job of guarding the basketball. Too much dribble penetration by Iowa State.
Obazuaye, good move.
It's interesting. You see Andy Osborn at 6'9" handling the ball. Obazuaye at 6'4", the one who's on the baseline attacking around the goal. Blalock rather go left than right. Ironically, since he's right-handed, he'd prefer to go left. Oh, my goodness.
For Carr.
Tasheed from deep.
Carr now with 20 points today.
Paul learned a little lesson. You see him dribbling with his head up, looking behind, trying to keep an eye on Blalock.
Roby misses another 3. Clark spins his way out of trouble.
Look at Blalock. He's very comfortable with that ball in his left hand. Bad shot. You don't want to shoot that shot up 6 points. 4:15 to go.
Roby gives it up wisely to Hall.
Blalock's smarter than that. That's a fatigue play, I think. He looks tired.
Timeout taken by Wayne Morgan. He notices the fatigue of his team.
Look at Blalock walking to the bench. The Iowa State team kind of dragging to the bench right now. That shows a sign of fatigue.
So Andy Osborn has come up big for Colorado. In fact, we're going to take a look at our Pontiac game-changing performance.
Well, credit Copeland for the penetration into the middle of the zone. And you have Andy Osborn spotted up from the three-point line again. Dribble penetration into the paint. Stinson had to come help. Osborn sitting there waiting on it.
So Osborn with 4 3-pointers today. He's 4 of 8. And Colorado has hit 9 3-pointers today. They have 128 3-pointers on the year. That's a new school record.
Well, they take more 3-pointers than anybody in Big 12 basketball.
See Iowa State trying to get past A&M. If Iowa State wins here today, no matter what Texas does later today against Oklahoma State, Iowa State will be the number 5 seed because that's because they won their head-to-head matchup with the Longhorns earlier this year.
I'm not smart enough to figure that stuff out. That's why you just play one game at a time. And that was the motto for Iowa State. Get the next game. That's what the motto was after they lost to Colorado at home. They lost then at K-State. Get the next game. That's why they've been so focused.
Stinson will be going to the line, but to shoot 1 and 1 when we return with Iowa State leading by 4.
Get lost. Yeah, go away.
Honey, your dad got your favorite.
He looks hungry.
The new hot, fresh toasted subs are here. Like the Chicken Bacon Ranch. Toasted hot inside and out. Subway. Eat fresh.
Only one car has factory-installed keyless remote start, and it's not a Honda Accord. Only one car has the first and largest 4-panel panoramic roof available, and it's not a Toyota Camry. And it's not a Nissan Altima 2.5 that has the most powerful standard V6 in its class. It's the first ever Pontiac G6. With action, anything is possible.
Cyclones, who trailed by 5 at halftime, now lead by 4. Take a look at our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing, and we're going to give it to Damien Staple.
Well, Damien had 6 defensive rebounds, 13 total, 4 steals, and he did a lot of little things on the offensive end, screening on the ball, tipping the ball, keeping it alive, doing the things that it takes for Iowa State to be successful.
Well short by Stinson, and he doesn't get the bonus. So here comes Colorado with a chance to inch closer, and Carr just simply fell over. Hall trying to take advantage. Long rebound, Osborn. Shot clock down to 12. Now 9. Roby. Obazuaye. That's an air ball. Well, just barely caught iron.
That was not a good possession. They really needed to get a good shot. They had plenty of time to get it.
Obazuaye's only hit 12 3-pointers all year. Stinson.
That's a great screen by Staple. Good call by Wayne Morgan. That's a tough screen to guard. It's a very popular play now in basketball. The San Antonio Spurs use it a lot. I ran that play. It's a tough one for the guy guarding the screener. In that case was Osborn.
Count the basket. Homan with the foul. Julius Ashby will be going to the line.
See, what happens here is you're in line. The point guard and the screener are in one line. It's a pick and roll. Osborn needs to show out and throw a little soft trap. He does it late, so then it's really Stinson is going one-on-one against Osborn, and if you're Iowa State, you like that matchup.
Absolutely.
It's a blind screen, so the point guard gets bumped from behind, and then he can't catch up to the point guard who's dribbling at him.
Ashby less than 50% from the line this year. That one looked good. It was halfway down and bounced back out again. Look at Iowa State. Last 4 seasons, 0 for 28 on the road in conference play. This season, they are 3-4 and a chance to go 500 in conference play on the road.
Again, it's a toughness of these guards. I really believe Stinson, Blalock, and then obviously the toughness Wayne Morgan brings to this program.
Blalock, three-pointer, little short. Homan lost the handle. They say it went off Copeland. Homan.
Well, let's look at the replay. Air ball. It went off his face, right shoulder. It definitely went off. He's a good salesman, though.
And they want to look at and see if the shot clock should be reset. It's at 8 seconds right now. That ball looked like it definitely caught iron, and they should reset the shot clock to 35. But right now, it's stuck at 8.
It did. You were right.
Homan fighting for that rebound, but a good one by Copeland.
Hall's got to take better care of the basketball.
Andy Osborn. Boy, he has been deadly from that wing, but not that time.
Great position by Homan to go up and grab that rebound away from Copeland.
An ISU chant going up from the crowd here.
Well, Iowa State travels well. They always bring their fans on the road. Now, who do you foul if you are Colorado? Blalock's the best foul shooter. Clark and Homan, Stinson, Carr. If Staple were to get the ball in his hands, you might want to foul him.
You already thinking foul this
I'm thinking
early?
foul because they're not looking to score. The next time down, you might have to go for a steal, then foul right away.
Call, no. Rebound, who's got it? Stinson fighting for it. Now we've got a tie-up, and the arrow gives it to the Cyclones. Stinson comes out of that huddle knowing that he created a tie-up that gives Iowa State the ball back.
Now, you try to get a steal, but I don't think you can let him burn 35 seconds off the clock when you're down 4 points. If the ball goes to Staple, I would foul him. He's only a 50% foul shooter.
And right after Stinson. Stinson, of course, his last free throw, it was well short on the front end of a 1-and-1.
Well, Stinson's an average foul shooter for a guard, 70%, but this is a young man that I think the tighter the game, the more he's focused, and I'd be shocked. I hate to put the whammy on him, but I'd be surprised if he misses these foul shots.
I agree. With Matt Doherty, I'm Dave Armstrong, and the Coors Events Center with, I'd say, at least 1,000 Iowa State fans cheering on here today. And Stinson does miss the front end of the 1-and-1.
To all those Iowa State fans that are listening, I apologize for putting the whammy on Curtis Stinson.
Hall trying to drive in the paint. Stinson got him on the arm.
Now Hall is an excellent foul shooter at the end of the game. In the last 2 minutes, he shoots 80%, but during the course of the season, in Big 12 play, he's only been 65%. So here's a young man that really does focus well at the end of a ball game.
Well, let's see if it works this time. Got to be right one of these times.
Well, I just want to be fair. I don't want to give one team a whammy, the other not.
Hall going to the line for the first time today. Hall only 8 points today, and that was pure.
Hall of a shot.
So Marcus Hall So only one senior on this team, and it's Mac Mattingly, a walk-on that seldom plays and hasn't played at all in this game. So pretty much everybody coming back for the Buffs next year. And there's Mac kind of in the middle cheering on his team.
Now, if Hall makes this, I don't foul. Now, see, the foul by Colorado paid off because Stinson didn't make it, but they're not getting back.
Blalock, and he is fouled from behind. That could easily be called an intentional foul, but Copeland wrapped him up saying, nope, it's not intentional.
He did a good job, Copeland, of holding on to Blalock. If Blalock hits the ground, I think that would have been a flagrant. He was going for the ball. Good sportsmanship.
So 2 shots here for Blalock. And by the way, that foul, this was be a 2-shot foul anyway, but that foul put Colorado over the 10 foul limit. So Iowa State will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. Blalock gives Iowa State a little more breathing space, but this next one is really the big one because it makes it a 2-possession game, and we've already seen how Colorado can shoot the 3 here today.
They have Osborn in at the wing, Roby at the wing. Look for Hall to penetrate as deep as he can, and if not, kick it to one of the wings for a 3.
4-point lead for Iowa State.
The 2-3 man-to-man defense by Iowa State.
Roby. Whoa! A tough 3 for Roby.
Now you're in excellent position because you can give up 2 and still be down 3. That's why that 3 is so dangerous in that situation.
Tough shot here for Roby.
Man-to-man, they don't do a good job of switching out. There was a little breakdown. Do you switch out or just show and recover? Poor job by Iowa State. Now, they're not a man-to-man team. They go man-to-man in that situation, and then you see the breakdown.
So Roby, it's a big 3 there. You see Iowa State still with 2 timeouts remaining. Colorado only 1 now. If there is a tie-up, Colorado would get it, and both teams, for all intents and purposes, are over that double foul limit because the next one against Colorado will be their 10th. So Wayne Morgan's club trying to wrap up the number 5 seed in the upcoming Phillips 66 Big 12 Conference Basketball Tournament that starts next Thursday. Will Blalock has had himself a game. 18 points on 7 of 13 shooting today, along with 7 assists for Blalock.
Well, it's appropriate that this game come down to the wire, just like it did in Ames. You don't want to foul that guy. No, golly. I don't know why.
If you're going to foul him, why wouldn't you foul him in the backcourt? I don't think you foul him at all, really. I mean, you've got a game within 1. Now, Blalock just hit 2 free throws. This makes it a 3-point game again.
You don't foul him. If you want to foul somebody, foul Stinson.
So Blalock, 4 of 4 from the line today. Blalock has been the star player for Iowa State here this afternoon. Carr has certainly had a great game with 20 points. Stinson with 20. But really, Blalock was the one that came out of the locker room in the start of the second half and really set the tone for Iowa State. So Wayne Morgan taking one of his last 2 timeouts here to talk things over and discuss his strategy over the last 33 seconds.
Well, his team was dead in the water. I mean, they lost 6 in a row. 5 Big 12 games in a row. Everyone was turning on them, and they come out, change their philosophy a little bit. Players only meeting. They go to their pressing defense. They get Clark out in the point of that zone. He did not been effective today, but boy, he's been effective throughout the last part of this season.
All right, if the season ended this minute, Iowa State would be the number 5 seed and would take on Baylor in the first round. Texas A&M and Missouri would go head-to-head. Kansas State still hopeful of getting that number 9 seed and taking it away from the Tigers. Nebraska, the number 7 seed. Colorado is the number 11 seed. And Texas, they still have a chance to move up from the number 6 spot. And of course, we'll be broadcasting all 4 games Thursday, all 4 games Friday, and 2 more of the semifinal games on Saturday as well, right here on ESPN+.
Now you guard against, you don't want to give up an easy 2, but I would switch all screens so you don't give up a wide open 3. That's what they're doing. They're switching all the screens. Don't foul. You don't need that. You have 22 seconds to go. You don't need to take a bad 3. So if you take a 2, drive it to the basket, and then you foul, they may miss a foul shot. And then you're down 2. So that was not a good shot by Osborn. All right, they're switching all screens. Good job by Homan showing out on Copeland. Staples does an excellent job, but that's just a bad shot. See, 22 seconds on the clock. That's a long time. 22 seconds, you can get a better shot than that.
Yeah, that possession only took 11 seconds. So you have tons of time, and Andy kind of panicked just a little bit. He's probably thinking, well, I'm the one hitting the 3s today. He's hit 4 of them. Now Stinson will go to the line, and these are big free throws for Iowa State. He'll have 2 of them.
Now, I like what Wayne Morgan's doing is taking his team off the lane. That way your defense is set. I've seen several games this year. K-State, I've seen Utah State struggle down the end because they have guys on the lane, and then teams run out against an unset defense. This gives Iowa State a chance to set their defense.
2-possession game now, 5-point Iowa State lead.
Blalock's quick hands, that long reach of his.
14.8 seconds ago. Iowa State maybe wrapping this game up at the line where they're 6 of 6 in the last minute from the free throw line. Copeland can't hit. Scramble for the rebound. Clark's got it. And a whistle and a foul on Obazuaye. He got Clark. But 8.2 seconds remaining. If Clark hits a couple here, it'll be a 3-possession game and no chance for Ricardo Patton's team. They'll drop their 5th straight game. Iowa State starting to celebrate already.
Well, you never want to celebrate too early. I did the Utah State Pacific game. Utah State was up 8 points with 52 seconds, and everyone, including myself, was putting dirt on Pacific. Pacific came back and won that basketball game in regulation.
By the way, this for Ricardo Patton's team will be the most conference losses they've ever suffered with him as the head coach. They'll go to 4-12, the number 11 seed, and it also doesn't take away every chance for an NIT bid, but it really makes it a tough uphill climb. Roby hustling. Now Osborn, no. And that will be it. This one comes to a conclusion, and Iowa State able to get another big road win, their 4th Big 12 road win of the year. They wrap up the number 5 seed, go to 9-7 in conference play, and maybe more importantly for Wayne Morgan and the Cyclones, they very well could be on their way to the NCAA tournament.
Congratulations to Wayne Morgan again after the team starting out 0-5 in league play, coming back so strong.
So Andy Osborn, who hit 4 threes against Wayne Morgan's club today. Wayne Morgan congratulating Richard Roby. Morgan loves players, and when you're around him at all, you know that he really loves young players, and he was giving Richard Roby a lot of credit here today. And now a salute to the crowd as Iowa State, they go to 9-7 in the conference. They jump ahead and leapfrog Texas. There's no chance now for Texas to be the number 5 seed. Iowa State has wrapped that up, and Colorado at 4-12, they definitely are the number 11 seed. Now a couple of more games still to come today as we've seen what's already transpired. A&M a winner today to go to 8-8 in conference play. Kansas State an impressive 20-point win over Nebraska today. And starting in just a few minutes will be a game between Oklahoma and Texas Tech, and then later tonight Texas at Oklahoma State. And Kansas is at Missouri tomorrow. The Jayhawks have a chance to wrap up sole possession of the conference title with if they can win tomorrow at Missouri.
With all what you just said,
yes.
All right, you said a lot in a short period of time. I think the Big 12 tournament's going to be a fun thing to watch.
Oh, I do too. I mean, when you look ahead to next week in Kansas City, you've got a lot of balance, especially when you start looking at that first day. A lot of times first day you look at it and you think, well, there aren't too many great matchups. But when we look at this, and that could change a little bit. It is foreseeable that Kansas State maybe can get to the number 9 seed. There could be a little tweaking to that schedule as the season ends tomorrow.
Well, the thing about that bracket that scares me is Kansas, you get to play either Missouri or A&M. That's no picnic.
So for Matt Doherty and our entire crew here in Boulder, Dave Armstrong saying so long. We'll see you in Kansas City.